In today's show, we're going to talk about one of the NBA's best teams, the Miami Heat, with David Ramil from Locked On Heat. It's all coming up. Stay tuned.
You are Locked On NBA, your daily NBA podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello guys, welcome back to another episode of Locked On NBA. I am your Monday host, Josh Lloyd. I'm also the host over on the Locked On Fantasy Basketball channel, so check me out over there as well. And thank you for making Locked On NBA your first listen every day. We are free and available on all platforms. We're going to talk Miami Heat. Before I do that, this is a familiar problem. You watch your live sports somewhere, maybe it's Heat games. You go and watch your favorite shows streaming somewhere else. You got your highlights to watch on your phone, and you got your neighbors log in for something else, for all the other good stuff. It's all over the place. There's so much clutter and confusion. I want to tell you about a way to get all of your favorite entertainment things, sports, movies, shows, all in one place. Finally get your TV together. It is called Direct TV Stream. You can get your live TV and on-demand favorites together like never before, so you can watch your favorite sports, movies, and shows all in one place. That means no more juggling remotes and no need to buy another device ever again. And the best part, there is no annual contract. So get rid of the clutter and the confusion and get your TV together with DirecTV Stream. You can find out more at directtv.com. That's directtv.com. Compatible device required and content varies by package. All right, here he is now, one of the hosts of the Locked On Heat podcast, David Ramil, is here with me. And I've just got to check that I've got actually David's video set up. One sec. Technical crisis averted. Here is David Ramil, one of the hosts of the Locked On Heat podcast. David, welcome to Locked On NBA.
Thanks so much, Josh. Looking forward to talking Heat basketball.
Now, people were pretty excited about the Miami Heat in the offseason, about the moves they made, pushing towards a championship. But people thought maybe they'd be a little bit sluggish in the in the regular season, that they've got some older players. They might be a team that becomes really dangerous in the playoffs with this really good defense, but it might be a little bit, not the pushing to the top of the NBA in the regular season. But that hasn't been the case. They've been awesome.
Right.
The defense has been awesome, which is something we thought. But they are sitting right at the top of the Eastern Conference standings at the time that we record this. So would you say that the regular season, the first 10 games or so, has exceeded expectations?
For myself and other pundits, absolutely. For the team, I think they, as most teams are, as most players are, they're pretty confident about their chances. They assembled this group with the goal of achieving a championship. That's why that's why they brought in Kyle Lowry. That's why Lowry came to Miami. He really believed in what the Heat were pulling together, and he wanted to play alongside his friend Jimmy Butler, but also compete for a championship. For him, it's all about winning, and that's still the case here. He wants to continue to win at a high level, and that's why he chose Miami. So yes, I think it has exceeded some expectations, but not for the team themselves.
So they just come off a big victory over the Jazz after a disappointing game against the Celtics. They've knocked off the Nets already this season. Obviously that big win against the Bucks, but that's a weird game, that one. They sit 8-2 at the moment, Miami?
7-2 right now.
Or 7-2. So they're sitting here really with a pretty strong position. But let's talk about that big off-season acquisition and Kyle Lowry and how he has fit in. Because there were people very early on that were like, what's going on with Kyle Lowry? Like, he can't hit any shots. Like, what's the point of all this? The last couple of games have seen that turn around. He's played through this ankle injury. What is he bringing? Now, every Raptors person who's listening to this will be screaming, going, that's not what Kyle Lowry does. He's a winner. He brings this. Finally, everyone's recognized it. So tell us, what are they recognizing about Kyle Lowry? Like, how important has he been joining this team?
Absolutely essential. His incredible playmaking, his ability to ignite the fast break opportunity, to get everybody set and ready. Everybody else's assist numbers are way, way down. Bam Adebayo running most of the offense last year alongside Jimmy Butler. Both of them have their numbers decreasing this year because the ball is in a true point guard's hands and Kyle Lowry, and he's making plays for everybody. He's finding them with just the right opportunities to take advantage of mismatches. That's what you get with the benefit of having a guy like Lowry on offense. On defense, while maybe you could say that the offensive output from a guy like Goran Dragic or Kendrick Nunn combined was similar to what you might get on a good day from Kyle Lowry, the result is defensively, he just changes everything. He's so much easier to just plug and play here because you've got him, you got PJ Tucker as well, and now all of a sudden you've got 4, maybe 4.5 quality starters that can switch multiple positions. And Lowry, in Utah's game yesterday, he guarded both Mike Conley Jr. and Rudy Gobert in the same possession and locked them both down. So that's just what you get when you have a player like Kyle Lowry who can do so much. So yes, he's absolutely brought an incredible spark to this Miami's team on both sides of the ball.
According to Cleaning the Glass stats, they are third in net rating. They have the fourth best offense and the fourth best defense in the NBA. Last year, they were eighth in defense, so there's improvement there. But that offensive improvement is pretty significant, up to fourth in not an era, because it's 10 games, so we're not really in an era, but in a situation where in the NBA, offense is well down. So their offense is only up by 2 points per 100 possessions. But relative to the NBA, that's a gigantic leap. Is that all Lowry, or is it the Bam Adebayo being more aggressive with his own shot as well? We talk about the ball coming out of his hands, but in terms of how aggressive Bam is being with the ball, that's another key part of that. Or is it just really just having the addition of someone like Kyle Lowry is making everything better?
No, I think Lowry is the spark, but you're absolutely right about Bam's growth. I think his involvement with Team USA and the Olympic gold medal winning team really took his game and his confidence level to another level. And, Eric Spoelstra talks about it all the time. He just says that, this is a different Bam. He's put in the work over the last few years, but he's gotten even better. But you can't ignore Tyler Hero either, coming off the bench and providing an incredible spark. It just seems like he's much more comfortable in this role than he was when he was plugged in as a starter last year. That wasn't ideal for him. He put on the weight that they asked him to put on over the offseason. He looks good. He came in great shape. And he's just handled the ball incredibly well. It looks like he's just moving with purpose. He's had some really productive games off the bench. So when you look at that, I know a lot of the concerns about this team were their depth, but I mean, Tyler Hero is providing such a huge boost offensively, and then you've got that starting core that does such a great job. It's been a really, really good team to watch.
Yeah, it has. And that Hero thing is really important because he had that big run in the bubble and then probably stagnated a little bit last season. Didn't like drop off massively, but didn't take any sort of steps forward. But has really done that this season and taken that big step up. And he's playing basically in a starter's role. And I think when we spoke to you in the preseason on Locked On Fantasy, you talked about, look, Tyler Hero is going to be playing his 30 minutes and in a six-man of the year type of role. And that's basically exactly what he's doing. In terms of the other additions to the team, you've got Dwayne Dedmon, PJ Tucker, Markieff Morris, all playing pretty solid roles. How has Tucker looked? Because he had some moments last year where he was really good and a lot of moments where he struggled. Is he looking more like the good PJ Tucker, or is there still some of that those older man struggles that we saw from him last year?
I think it's the better version of Tucker. He's still not producing a lot, and he has some games like he did against Utah where he just doesn't score at all, and that's fine. I think when you've got all-star level caliber players like Bam, like Lowry, and like Jimmy Butler and Duncan Robinson, who still has yet to kind of find his stroke from three-point line, you don't really need much from Tucker. He's great as a threat. He's there, that corner specialist. He can occasionally put the ball down if a play breaks down, but for the most part, you don't really need him to. Defensively, however, he's looked phenomenal. In that game against the Nets, a win for Miami, he did a great job of harassing Kevin Durant. Nobody's going to shut him down, as we all know. But at the same time, having a guy like Tucker, just, again, another switchable player. So many different combinations you can run defensively where you just, if they get caught in a screen, you always have somebody there to play backup. You can guard multiple players. He's been such an asset defensively, something that was missing and has been missing from this team last year. They kind of had that in Jay Crowder during their deep bubble run, and now they've kind of reproduced that with Tucker.
Here's an interesting stat for you. I don't know whether you'll know the answer to this, but out of the main rotation players, we talk about the impact that Kyle Lowry's had. He's second on this team in net rating or on-off net rating. PJ Tucker's third. Dwayne Dedmon's leading the team. Who do you reckon's got the worst on-off out of this Miami team?
Oh, worst on-off. Duncan.
It's actually Jimmy Butler.
Is it really?
Yeah, which is pretty astonishing. It's like, according to Cleaning the Glass, it's a negative 11.8, which of course we're dealing with really small samples. But the fact that the Heat are struggling a little bit in his minutes so far versus what's happening when the bench comes on, and you've got those guys, these newer additions, Lowry, Tucker, Dedmon, you're really playing at this high level. I think that should give Heat fans a level of confidence. You don't look at it and go, oh my God, Jimmy Butler's washed, because he clearly isn't, right? He's playing at still a really high level, but the fact that they're still succeeding in the minutes and playing so well when he is off the court, which is what a lot of that on-off is. Like, they might not be playing bad when he's on, but they're also playing much better when he's off. Like, that should give them a gigantic degree of confidence, because that number's going to start to come up for Butler as well.
Absolutely. I mean, I guess that team's depth and the fact that, Tyler's in there playing
Yeah.
alongside Kyle Lowry. Lowry's done a really good job of building Tyler's confidence. Not that the kid really needed it. He always came across as supremely confident, but Tyler just keeps emphasizing shoot the ball, shoot the ball. And they're getting him in his spots. And that play, I mean, Hero said it before. This is the first time he's really played with a point guard like Kyle. And it's really fun. They've got an incredible synergy right off the bat.
It is going to be interesting to watch this team. We were worried about, not worried, but like other teams should have been worried about what this Heat defense was going to do in the playoffs, but they're bringing it already. David, it's going to be a fun year in Miami, and you and Wes will have it all for us over on Locked On Heat. Thanks for coming on Locked On NBA with me.
Absolutely.